Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Wednesday, March 12 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the country's Vice President, Barra Jack Dio, is once again being accused of playing dirty. Businessman and mining magnate Nazar Mohammed says Mr. Jack Dio happens to be the chief cook and bottle washer behind his family being targeted. More details in this report. Businessman Nazar Mohammed has accused Vice President Barra Jack Dio of weaponizing agents of the state to go after his family. During an exclusive interview with NewsSource, the businessman said that this is wicked and vindictive.
I think that the Vice President is the one who has been making all these moves.
The head of the Mohammed's enterprise said his fallout with the very government he supported is happening because it wants to pressure and deter his son Azadeen Mohammed from seeking political office. Apparently, according to the businessman, his son is seen as a major threat to the PPPC government.
This is a clear case of victimization. This is a clear case of pressuring us so that he can say that, well, listen, I'm not into politics, you understand? They want him to make a statement that, well, he's not going to run for these elections. That was the exact word that the emissary came with.
It is now being revealed that a high-ranking government minister visited the Mohammed's family on behalf of President Ali and Vice President Barra Jack Dio to inquire whether Azadeen Mohammed would be running for political office.
Just after the emissary would have taken back, our conversation, the pressure started.
The senior Mohammed said he is surprised that the PPPC government has launched such an onslaught on his family, given the significant contributions he has made to the party over several decades.
From the same people that you work with, from the same people that you assisted, and some of them personally, This is ridiculous. This is unbelievable.
The United States Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control has sanctioned Nazar Mohammed, his son Azadeen Mohammed, their company Mohammed's Enterprise, and former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Home Affairs, May Thomas, for their roles in alleged public corruption in Guyana. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Meanwhile, a legal showdown looms between the Guyana Revenue Authority and the Mohammed's family over a $900 million tax demand for luxury vehicles. You'll have more details in this report.
Imagine how incredibly stupid he is. He evaded the taxes on vehicles and then went and posted how much he paid. The act of arrogance, $98 million, when he is supposed to pay like $400 million.
That's General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic Barra Jack Dio speaking on the demand by the Guyana Revenue Authority for the Mohammed's family to pay up more than $900 million in additional taxes for luxury vehicles imported more than 4 years ago. In response, head of the Mohammed's family, Nazar Mohammed, has indicated that the demand by the tax agency will not be a walk in the park.
Well, even if we want to pay, how are we going to pay? That's number one, which we are not prepared to pay anyway, because our legal team has told us that this is ridiculous. This is a clear case of victimization.
The tax agency now wants the mining magnate's family to pay more than $900 million, or 4 of the luxury vehicles will be seized by the tax agency. 4 years after the Mohammed's family acquired the vehicles, the GRA is now saying that it has found discrepancies in declared values and breaches of tax exemption conditions.
I myself don't understand how come after all this time that this suddenly come up.
Additionally, a Ferrari owned by remigrant Hannah Mohammed, the sister of Azzuddin Mohammed, has also come under the radar of the GRA. The GRA is only now claiming that Hannah Mohammed has failed to meet the required residency period, did not present the vehicle for periodic checks, and was not using it as intended under the terms of the exemption.
These vehicles have been processed by GRA, by all the agencies within GRA, 4 years and 3 years respectively.
However, it was the very GRA that, after all the checks and balances, had declared that the luxury vehicles owned by the Mohammeds were, quote-unquote, okay to process. A top-level source familiar with an investigation into the Mohammeds family would only say that the GRA received certain instructions that must be carried out. GRA has given the Mohammeds family 14 days to either pay the outstanding taxes or submit documentation proving the accuracy of their declarations. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. As the controversy between Guyana and Venezuela intensifies over the Essequibo region, Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben says any Guyanese or resident who supports Venezuela's planned election for a so-called governor of Essequibo will be charged with treason. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Treason will be meted out to any Guyanese who supports Venezuela's planned election for a so-called governor of Essequibo. This is according to Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben during the opening of the Guyana Police Forces Inspectors and Sergeants Conference on Wednesday.
They're going to be charged for treason. And anybody who is supporting them will also be charged. The issue of Essequibo and the settlement, the 1899 arbitral award, was settled a long time ago and they had no interest in it until they had political problems there and then when we found the isle.
He further warned that there may be quote-unquote sleepers within Guyana who support Venezuela's territorial claims and assured that they too would face dire consequences.
And I've said today again, any person, Guyanese or otherwise, if it's a Guyanese who is appointed to be governor of Essequibo and be emplaced at Anna Regina, we will charge that person for treason and lock them up. Each and every one of them.
Ben also addressed the recent incursion of a Venezuelan naval vessel into Guyana's waters and the shooting of 6 Guyanese soldiers near the Cuyuni River. He described these acts as highly provocative and warned against further intimidation tactics.
They don't have a right to come into our place, take off the monitoring, the AIS, so we don't know where they are, and intimidate people. It is not innocent passage.
Minister Ben acknowledged that Guyana is not equipped with warship and aircraft to fully counter Venezuela's military presence, but emphasized that the country is not standing alone. He highlighted continued support from the United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, Africa, and other allies in defense of Guyana's territory.
You who are out there, if they come, we got to shoot and scoot. And shoot good and scoot. And keep shooting and scooting until help arrives. But we can never give up Essequibo. Guyana will be nothing without Essequibo.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation has formally requested provisional measures from the International Court of Justice, ICJ, in response to Venezuela's planned elections for the Essequibo. The request, filed with the ICJ registry, argues that Venezuela's actions violates the court's December 1, 2023 order and international law. The country warned that these actions would be accompanied by preparatory activities within Guyana's Essequibo region, directly threatening Guyana's sovereignty and the rights of its citizens. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Krishna Roth Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. The United Nations Women Islands and Allies for Peace convened a crucial discussion on the role of women in peace building and security, as there is an urgent need for collaboration between the Caribbean and Africa to address violence, political instability, and climate change. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The fight for peace, justice, and security in the Caribbean and Africa is gaining momentum as global leaders and advocates unite to address violence, political instability, and climate change, issues that disproportionately affect women and girls. At the United Nations Women Islands and Allies for Peace event hosted on Tuesday, Madame Benita Diop, Special Envoy in Women, Peace and Security for the African Union Commission, reaffirmed the African Union's commitment to fostering women's active participation in various initiatives aligned with Agenda 2063.
This year, the African Union have declared that this is a year of reparation, justice, and we think that we need to work very much with the Caribbean and make sure that we stand in one voice by looking into the justice in the reparation.
She emphasized that the women in the Caribbean, much like their counterparts in Africa, continues to face violence, organized crime, climate change, and political instability. However, despite these challenges, women remain at the forefront of peace-building efforts, advocating for resilient societies.
So the African Union is prepared to engage, share experience, and develop strategic partnership to enhance the WPS agenda in the different regions.
Additionally, she announced that the African Women's Network, supported by the African Union and UN Women, will undertake a solidarity visit to Haiti this year. She urged the Caribbean to continue advocating for lasting peace and stability in their respective regions. Narenzai Gambos Vanda, in delivering remarks, said UN Women is taking decisive steps to establish a special envoy in women, peace and security, which would also incorporate climate-related concerns.
Related to climate, and for us to be able to support that effort.
Meanwhile, Kurt Meyer, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister in Trinidad and Tobago, acknowledged that while the country is not in active conflict, it is experiencing a state of non-peace due to high rates of armed violence, homicides, gang activity, gender-based violence, and other forms of criminality.
This non-peace is a cancer to social cohesion communities and undermines our economic development.
He stressed that the government of Trinidad and Tobago recognizes that crime extends beyond criminality, stemming from deficiencies in health, education, and social services. As such, a whole-of-government approach is being used to address these issues.
Over the period 2019 to 2022, Our records show that we've had a total of 8,829 reports of domestic violence.
The Caribbean is part of a global movement spanning over 110 countries working to enhance women's participation in decision-making, humanitarian response, conflict resolution, and peace building under the Women, Peace and Security Agenda. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You will hear now from Antonio Day that Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has described a legal challenge filed against the government over its handling of the country's Natural Resources Fund as a nuisance.
Recently, prominent businessman Dr. Terence Campbell filed a court action against the state amid alleged breaches of Section 16, Paragraph 2 of the Natural Resources Fund Act of 2021. Dr. Campbell, a member of the Natural Resource Fund NRF Investment Committee, has been critical of the government's massive withdrawals from the NRF, as well as its compliance with the law and international financial standards. Attorney General Anil Nandlal, speaking on his weekly program Issues in the News, is optimistic that these legal proceedings will be unsuccessful.
These proceedings are not designed to address any legal issues, These are nuisance value. Well, in law, they are nuisance value. They cannot succeed.
Campbell has posited that the state's use of the Natural Resource Fund has been unjustified and ad hoc and without any traces of accountability. But the Attorney General in his defense argues that the court has no power to compel the government to do otherwise.
They are intended to advance political causes, and the courts do not exist for the advancement of those objectives.
The Minister of Legal Affairs said the plaintiff will be simply wasting the court's time.
They are asking the court to direct the judiciary, to direct the executive on matters such as what is national priority and what are matters of national development priority. Those are matters within the domain of the executive.
According to Section 16.2 of the NRF Act, withdrawals are to be used only for the national development priorities and/or essential projects aimed at mitigating the effects of a major natural disaster. This has been Campbell's contention. I am Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Crow Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
This This is the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. Over in the education sector, and you will hear that the Education Minister continues on her mission to introduce the Digital School Initiative across Guyana. She encourages all secondary school students to get registered. This story from Daisy Richards.
Minister of Education Priya Manik-Chan, during a visit to J.C. Chandy Singh Secondary School on Wednesday, introduced and demonstrated a digital schools platform being implemented in secondary schools across Guyana. The minister addressing the students said the initiative is one formulated by President of Guyana, Irfan Ali.
To give every child across the country the same resources that on the school. So once you have an internet connection, once you have a device, you can access the school.
Manichan pointed out that children can attend the school entirely from home. Classes can be used as a form of after-school lessons. The online school currently covers 13 of the 35 Caribbean examination certificate subjects.
We are currently uploading more as we go along, and like anything, once you start using it, you see one or two glitches that you have to fix, including when you have a teacher in front of the classroom.
She added that with students fully utilizing the platform, it would be easier to determine the topics for more emphasis.
Your teachers are supposed to be able to do that too. Look to see how children perform in any mock, any exam, and then look to see where their whole class weaknesses and reteach, or where their individual weaknesses and pick that up.
Also included is a timetable indicating when and what subjects will be streamed during live and interactive sessions. The minister has already introduced a digital school in some schools, including the Virgin Ocean Secondary School on the west coast of Demerara and the Abrahamsville Secondary School on the Essequibo coast. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Meanwhile, Minister of Education Priya Manik-Chan on Wednesday turned the sod for the construction of a new wing at the J.C. Chandy Singh Secondary School in Berbice. Here again is Daisy Richards.
Visiting the J.C. Chandy Singh School on Wednesday, Minister of Education Priya Manik-Chan turned the sod for a new and improved block for the secondary school. Speaking to reporters, the minister highlighted that improvements are happening in schools all across Guyana.
We're doing major rehabilitation, major extensions to cater for the students who have needs now. So this is currently a close to $200 million extension.
Manik-Chan assured that plans for more investment are on the table.
But because of the requirements of the school and the population and the stakeholders, parents, board, Adrian and I, the board chair, we are actually looking at an even further extension that will take care of all of the school's needs at one time.
The minister, however, expressed optimism that the contractor will meet his contractual obligations. Meanwhile, headmaster of the J.C. Chandy Singh expressed gratitude for the efforts being made by the Ministry of Education.
The whole vision is to make it everything that's available in Queen's College must be available where to our children need. So our children will not be in any way disadvantaged.
The more than 500 students attending the school will enjoy additional amenities, including labs, a spacious auditorium, additional classrooms, and smart classrooms. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
To end our lead stories, Antonio Day will tell you that the G Mining Ventures Corporation has commenced its site preparations at the Oko West Gold Field project in the Cayuni River.
Canadian-based company G Mining Ventures has commenced site preparation activities at the Oko West Gold project in Guyana. The company, in a statement, said, and I quote, "This marks a significant milestone in advancing the project and sets the foundation for future development," unquote. With our interim environmental permit, IEP approved by the EPA, early construction work is now underway as part of our $200 to $240 million capital expenditure guidance for 2025, the statement details. The infrastructure project permitted under the IEP included a barge landing facility on the Cayuni River, a main access road and internal roads, an airstrip, a permanent camp facility, water and sewage treatment plants, power generation, and a communications tower. Louis-Pierre Guignac, president and CEO, had said that the start of early construction work at Oko West demonstrates our commitment to delivering another world-class gold project. The Oko West feasibility study is still on track for the second quarter of this year, with a formal construction decision expected in the second half of 2025, pending financial and final permitting. Meanwhile, Oko West Gold Project, owned by Canadian company G Mining Ventures, will tap into the vast potential of Guyana's mineral wealth. According to the preliminary economic assessment released in September 2024, it is expected to produce in excess of 350,000 ounces of gold annually and some 4.5 million ounces over a 12-year period. I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned. Your regional news is up next.
Ready to up your game? Ready to up your game? Win big with over 60 epic prizes. A brand new PS5, Nintendo Switch, iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple smartwatch, and the hottest earbuds from Apple and Samsung. Plus, we are giving away thousands in phone credit and a whole year supply of Buster or Turbo Energy drink. Here's how. Buy any Buster or Turbo Energy drink, find the code starting with BB and enter online or on WhatsApp. Visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Turbo_Caribbean or Buster Guyana for all the details. Don't just play. Up your game with Buster and Turbo Energy.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Introducing Cool Kids 1 liter juice. Now with even more fun in every box. Choose from delicious apple grape, kiwi strawberry, or orange. Perfect for morning and afternoon time, the weekends, or anytime at home. Packed with vitamins A, C, and E, it keeps you strong, healthy, and ready for fun. Cool Kids 1 liter. A huge juice for more fun and more saving.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards with Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Trinidad. A series of early morning police exercises led to the seizure of unauthorized video cameras, which officers suspect may have been used in monitoring their patrols and the movements of rival criminal gangs. As police searched several houses, the T&T Electricity Commission T and TEC technicians indeed found illegal connections and began disconnecting electricity cables and wires to the offending properties. During the disconnection exercise, though, the technicians and police also noticed several security cameras which were fixed on lampposts at street corners and trees, with a few pointing to the Sea Lots coastline. 22 cameras and 4 digital video recorders, DVRs, were confiscated by police during the exercise. DVRs are used to capture, store, and manage video footage collected by the cameras. Sources said cybercrime unit officers may be brought in to follow the origin and networks behind the cameras as inquiries continue over the next few weeks. During the exercise, 6 men and 3 women were arrested for the theft of electricity. While in the Dominican Republic, law enforcement officials in the Dominican Republic have arrested 3 Canadian nationals linked to the seizure of 170 packages of narcotics at Punta Cana International Airport. The suspects were apprehended as they attempted to leave the country. Their arrests were made based on court-issued warrants following separate drug trafficking investigations. Authorities have connected 1 person to the confiscation of 90 packages of marijuana and 1 package of suspected crack cocaine discovered during a luggage inspection in early March at the airport. Meanwhile, the other 2 are under investigation in relation to 2 abandoned suitcases containing 79 packages of marijuana. The luggage was discovered on March 4 in one of the arrival areas at the same terminal. Both cases involved narcotics that allegedly arrived from Canada to the Punta Cana terminal with a total of 169 packages of marijuana and 1 package of suspected crack cocaine seized in the operations. Finally, reggae legend Calvin Coco T. Scott has died. His wife Malvia Scott confirmed that the veteran singer passed away at 4:46 on Tuesday morning at a hospital in Florida following a cardiac arrest. He was 65. Following the diagnosis 6 years ago, the Nah Give Up singer kept a positive outlook even to the very end. Known for his sweet melodic voice as well as his powerful chanting, Coco T's last performance was 3 years ago on the Welcome to Jamrock cruise. In 2019, the I Am the Toughest singer performed at the Buju Banton's historic Long Walk to Freedom concert at the National Stadium in Kingston. Born in Rocky Point in Clarendon on September 3, 1959, Coco T started making his name in Jamaica from 1985 with hits such as I Lost My Sonia and Sweet Sweet Coco T. He became successful worldwide since the 1990s and expanded his fan base, thrilling with songs such as Israel's King, Where Them A Go Do, Can't Stop Coco T, Holy Mount Zion, Rockin' Dolly. His bio states that one of his most famous songs, Rikers Island, was later turned into a dancehall version by Nardo Ranks titled Me No Like Rikers Island. In 2003, Coco T started the annual New Year's Eve event Dancehall Jam Jam. It ran until 2009 with plans to resurrect it in 2015. After recording for many of the top reggae labels including VP Records, Green Sleeves Records, and Wrath Records, he started his own Roaring Lion label around 2000. In March 2008, the name Coco T was on the lips of many persons after he released a song titled Barack Obama in support of the then US presidential candidate who subsequently won the elections. Coco T is survived by his wife Malvia and 8 children. Thank you for watching. Do have a great rest of the week. Until next time.
Nazar Mohammed accuses VP Jack Dio of vindictiveness, says the PPP wants his son out of the limelight. GRA's 900 million tax demand is malicious. Nazar Mohammed says the matter will not be a walk in the park. Treason charges for supporters of Venezuela's so-called elections for Essequibo region, says Minister Ben. And the Minister of Education, Priya Manikchand, introduces digital school platform across the country. Students encouraged to get registered. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.